The oldest recorded joke we have is inscribed on a 4,000-year-old Sumerian tablet unearthed in what is now southern Iraq. The joke goes like this. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. Pause for laughter, pause for laughter, pause for laughter. Yes, fart jokes, ladies and gentlemen, are the oldest recorded form of comedy. So how do you make your film stand the test of time? Well, I'll let you ask Mr. Brooks and Mr. McFarlane and the Circle of Bean-Eating Cowboys. We watch Blazing Saddles and A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Ah, the French champagne.
Can you tell me which members of the Reservoir Dogs you two are currently dressed as?
I'm Mr. Pink.
Sis Blue.
So Miranda hasn't seen Reservoir Dogs.
Secret Nazis.
Yeah.
Secret Nazis.
Classic Spielberg.
Classic Spielberg.
He needs to kill 94 different 65-year-old men over 2.5 years because those men's children are all identical clones of Adolf Hitler.
There's like a bunch of other shit that happens in Driven.
Is there?
Shake it! Shake it!
The schlocky movie from this week may be the schlockiest film we've ever seen on this podcast.
The Citizen Kane of the week is... That's good. Sean, thank you. Is that a real thing? Like that's considered to be the oldest joke?
The oldest recorded joke we have found so far is from like 1900 BC on a Sumerian tablet, and the joke is it's about how women just can't help farting on their husbands' laps. You know?
I mean,
I thought the joke was that she didn't fart on his lap?
It loses in translation. I'll read it again. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. So here's something that's never not happened. Right. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. So not farting is something that never didn't happen.
So it's the was it Sumerian?
Sumerian, yeah.
It's the Sumerian equivalent with like, what's the deal with farting on laps?
Yeah. So maybe it should be delivered. It should be delivered like fucking
like a
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial, and then you just fill in your joke there.
The farts on laps.
Yeah.
I really don't have a Seinfeld.
No.
That was just like almost offensive Jewish, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that means I'm getting close, actually.
That's true.
So anyway, welcome to Citizen Kane Versus. This is a podcast where we take a movie that is considered to be more of a classic, and we compare it to a movie that's more on the schlocky side, and we ask ourselves honestly, which is better? My name is Jack Rennie, and I'm joined by my two friends, one,
Sean Jacqueline,
and the other,
Daniel Benoit.
Oh, we're back. I feel like we looped back around to the southern.
He's inspired.
Well, it's Western. It's a Western.
Yeah,
it's a Western.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So now they're like themed.
I'm still figuring it out, man. Yeah, thanks, Sean.
Let's hold his hand through this journey. He needs some help.
I need you to fucking hold my hand, dicks.
But I'm just saying, I would love for them to be themed for a few weeks. Like, if you want to explore that, that's great.
Well, I mean, they have been so far. I think last week I did.
You copied me.
Last week I copied you. The week before I did my best impression of Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman in one of the movies we watched.
At the same time,
So I will point out that no one in the movies you watched this week actually talked like the way you just did. They all talk in a very neutral American. Yeah. Except for Liam Neeson.
And for the sheriff.
And the sheriff.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
No, a lot of like the hillbillies in Blazing Saddles definitely have
Rock
some
Ridge.
kind of... Yeah.
That's true. It's true. Like, sing that song.
Yeah.
Sing that, we camp down. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So
You're on fire today, man.
as you may have caught on, the movies this week, as pitched by Mr. Daniel Benoit, are Blazing Saddles and A Million Ways to Die in the West. Dan, do you have some summaries this week by any chance?
This week I do.
Okay, awesome. Dope. All right, hit him with us. Hey, wait, did I say that right?
Hit us. Hit them with us, please.
Hit them with us.
Hit them with us, yeah, dude.
All right.
Hip and
All right,
cool.
saddle up, boys.
Not bad.
It's getting better, right? Okay, shut up. In the blue corner, representing the classics, a dated Western satire where a black sheriff meant to scare away the racist residents of a small town becomes a hero after he thwarts an evil politician's plans to build a railway. Coming in at 93 minutes, starring Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder, Blazing Saddles! And in the red corner, a hapless and heartbroken sheep farmer who finds himself in a duel with the deadliest gunslinger in the territory after. I'm going to pull that one back. Hold on.
Do it.
And in the red corner, a hapless and heartbroken sheep farmer who finds himself in a duel with the deadliest gunslinger in the territory after falling in love with the outlaw's wife. Coming in at 116 minutes, starring Seth MacFarlane, Charlize Theron, and Liam Neeson, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Dan, that's my only request is that in the graphic where you have the poster kind of fade in, can you have the poster fade in and then like fade back out and then fade back in with you?
Oh,
I can. I was just going to cut that. I was just going to cut it out entirely, but I can.
no, now it has to stay. Mr.
Now it has
Everything
to stay
stays.
because we've talked about it. So now
I
you
thought
have to
everything
do it.
stays.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
things
except for when
don't
I-
stay.
except for
Except
when I look
you
silly.
look bad.
When I
Okay,
look
yeah,
bad, I cut it
okay.
out.
No, I
But when I
understand what
take a
this is.
phone call on the podcast,
Yeah.
that stays.
Well, that's podcast gold, man.
That's going
Or
to be a
disagree,
legendary
but-
episode one day. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
So great, thank you. That's awesome, and so true. And thank you for picking these movies. They were a blast. They were super fun to watch. And I feel like a thing that's going to come up, at least maybe a point that I might mention. I'm not going to harp on it too much. It's something that I've said in the past about some of these movies. There might be an issue where they're too well matched, like they're too well paired, and that like A Million Ways to Die in the West is, in my opinion, very clearly inspired by Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like it was kind of trying to be it, and it's emulating that movie.
Yeah. Just
we've had
without any of
movies-
the
But,
racial
yeah,
commentary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, doing a little bit of its own, but more racial jokes and not racial commentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a whole other point. But nonetheless, I think they are certainly distinct. Like Seth MacFarlane was trying to do something in his own style, for sure.
Yeah, I told you this privately. I love these films. I've seen Blazing Saddles probably close to 25 times, I'd imagine by now.
25.
And I've seen A Million Ways to Die in the West probably like 5 or 6 times now. So
Oh, wow.
these are both films I go back to regularly. So I'm going to vote both when we get to rewatchability.
Whoa,
Great.
controversial.
And there you have it, guys. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles wasn't my childhood Mel Brooks movie. I feel like people have a childhood Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, a lot of people Spaceballs.
Mine was definitely Spaceballs.
Mine was Spaceballs as well.
Yeah.
I would be the same. I've seen that movie at least 25 times in my life. Like easy.
I've seen it like twice, probably.
Right.
Which is huge for me.
Yeah,
Watching the
that's
movie
I mean,
before 1990.
You've watched Clash of the Titans like 20 times now, haven't you?
Or did you
No.
see it in theaters with your mom after she took you to see like fucking
Clash of the
Debbie
Titans
Does
is definitely a movie.
well, let's just get into it.
I hope
So-
no one from my family listens to this podcast.
Why, to hear all the harsh truths?
Yeah, just to hear me like airing all my dirty laundry about my mom.
Tell us how you really feel,
It's
though.
not dirty laundry. She
Yeah,
took
no,
you to
that's
see fun
hilarious.
movies. You got to be. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Lolita
Exposing
was
the
a
fa-
lot.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, telling the world that my mom rented Lolita for me to watch when I was like 7 probably
And when she
isn't the
took you to
best.
Showgirls, that
Yeah.
definitely crossed the line too. Maybe.
I definitely also saw Showgirls when I was way too young.
Don't.
No, it wasn't show. It was Striptease. It wasn't Showgirls. It was Striptease.
Sure,
with
yeah,
Demi
yeah.
Moore.
Yeah, I did actually.
Also did I.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
The
Yeah.
Demi Moore one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who I watched it with or who like exposed me to it. But
Well, I have like older half brothers, and maybe one of them was watching it. Hell, maybe my dad was watching it. I have no idea. Maybe it used to be like on TBS, but it was
Yeah, it was censored.
right?
Yeah, and people
they would show her
say, like,
dancing in her
"You
underwear."
son of a bad boy."
I missed the TBS
Yeah.
censorings. There were some just classic bad ones.
Classic.
I wonder if that still happens.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
allow pretty much every swear word on TV now.
Well, I don't think network television is allowed to have that kind of language until after like 9.
Yeah.
I've seen shows on CBC in like the middle of the afternoon.
CBC, sure. But like the American networks, like NBC,
Right.
CBS.
Yeah, they're more puritanistic.
Yeah. Yeah, CBC's
Gotcha.
just full on like nudity now. So, way to go.
Not
Canada.
nudity,
Yeah.
not nipples. No.
Yes. Should we do this thing? Should we do the podcast?
Let's do the podcast. So let's jump into our first round. Story good. I'm remembering to hit my bells.
Oh, there's the bear. There's the
You're my
bear.
angry bear.
The story bear. He's back.
The Citizen Kane of the week is